Hello YouTube, welcome back to Flight Sim World, and today we are looking at Community Update 12, and there have been some changes in Community Update 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to be flying around Milan today. This was a request from a subscriber, so here we go. We're going to lower some flaps. We're in the Seneca V. Once again, like I said, I really do like this aircraft, and we're just gonna fly around. I might not even land the plane before the end of the video. Might just fly around for 20 minutes or so. Let's have a look. Let's take off and away we go. Thank you guys so much for your support on the last episode. I really appreciated that support. I'm just gonna switch on all the lights. Yeah, I really appreciated all that support. It was very nice of all you guys to be supporting me in such a way, and to be helping me out, and you know, giving me the ideas to what I need to do. Gear up. I should bring the flaps up as well now. Let's trim this aircraft for a bit of a climb. That looks pretty good to me. That's a good climb rate. I don't like the dome light. Bye bye dome light. Alright, so I'll talk a little bit more about the last video that I made in a little while. I think I need to be turning that way, correct? But I'm just going to get myself up and away. I think I want to... Let's try and get the autopilot running for some Oh, you know what? Just because I probably should have these on. It's fine there. Autopilot, that's the autopilot right there. Right, let's swing around this way. Let's do a bit of a turn. I want to balance off here though at 2,000 feet if I can. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Right, so Community Update 12. What does Community Update 12 bring? Well, there's been some changes. Force feedback. They've been looking at a few issues that have been going on that they've had running for quite some time. One of them was an issue with force feedback. So they're going to be re-enabling force feedback, which was initially disabled due to some issues where peripherals were crashing. So, you know, your joysticks and whatnot, they were all crashing. You know what? I kind of want to have that set up for 2,000 feet. Just the altitude, please. I want to still be able to turn. I want to be able to turn the aircraft. There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, so they managed to bring that back up. So it was an issue with legacy drivers that were conflicting with the OS updates, and it's outside their control. So force feedback is disabled on startup, so that incompatible joysticks won't end up in this constant crash loop, and then you re-enable it when you start Flight Sim World. So that's what we're going to do. That looks like Milan around that side. I have no idea really where I am. I'm going to be looking for a city. It looks like it's ahead of us, so we're going to fly around Milan at a nice high speed, and we'll see what's there. Right. Okay, is that AC Milan's football stadium right there? What's it called? Is it the Santiago Bernabeu or something? Something like that. All right. Well, let's fly around this way and let's see what we can find. I think this was the airport that was requested that I take off from. I'm not entirely sure. If it wasn't, I do apologize. I may have got the ICAO code wrong, but I think it was Lima India Lima Mike or something. I think that was this one. Let's actually find out. We can actually zoom in right here. No, Lima India Mike Lima. Yeah, I think this was the one that we wanted. But yeah, we'll have to see. I'm sorry if it is the wrong one. So yeah, they've managed to get the force feedback up and running again for those people who have force feedback joysticks, which I don't, so I can't really tell you whether it works or not. True Sky. They've had a little bit of a work on True Sky. The windshield raindrop behavior is now aligned with the external weather, so it gives you a little bit more immersion, so that when it's raining, you know, you don't just have, if the rain's coming, for example, from this direction, you're not going to have raindrop splatters that look like they're coming directly at your windscreen. So they have done that. And then there's some updates to the aircraft themselves. So actually both on Piper aircraft, the PA-28 Cherokee and the PA-34 Seneca. So on the Cherokee, they've improved the exterior glass appearance, and the SSAO and transparency issues in external views are now resolved. So there's two that have been fixed. Now I will have to have a look at that. I'll have to see how well that's been done. But oh look, there's something down there. Is that a railway station or something? Or it looks like a railway station. So I'll have to have a look at that. But I do know that there have been a few issues here and there with transparency, especially on interior views as well. I did point this out last time on the compass for the Malibu Mirage at the in the last video. So if you haven't seen the last video, I do recommend you watch that video. And in the PA-34 Seneca, the balance the volume of the autopilot disconnect audio. Now we're going to find this out because I do have the autopilot currently connected. Right, what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to now get the heading hole sorted so we can fly a certain heading for ourselves. There we go. So now we can have a look around whilst it has a decent heading. So there we go. There's yeah, that is a football stadium. I'm almost sure of it. But you know what? Everything looks so grey around here. And this is the same problem in London. Everything just looks a little bit too grey. Let's actually go around that stadium area. But let's have a look in and around here first. Interesting. Very interesting. Everything does look a little bit too grey. So the person who requested this, I am assuming that Milan is not this grey. And again, the textures on the ground, not exactly the best at this height. At 4,000 feet they're okay, but at this height they aren't the best. Right, let's get ourselves back into the cockpit. Let's get ourselves turning over to a heading of what are we on right now? 342. Let's go for 210. Should we go for 210? Yeah, I think we should go for 210. There we go. Alright, whilst we're turning, we'll continue along. Passengers, additional pilot uniforms now available for male and female models. The workshop had flowed to the highlight when the selected aircraft add-ons haven't been installed. This is obviously because we now have an aircraft add-on. I'll be talking a little bit about that in a moment. Front end, you can now toggle and test force feedback compatibility. Of course, that's related to the first update that I just talked about. And same with peripheral support. Engine, CTD seen in the title shutdown now fixed. And user interface, new mission interface planned for upgrade 11 has now been successfully integrated. Right, and now let's take a heading turn to almost due south. 190 should do the trick for us. In fact, no. 195. There we go. Alright, well there's Milan. There is Milan. But there we go. That's the updates for Community Update 12. Not a super duper update. Not all, you know, not incredible new features or anything. But it has fixed a few errors that were in and around here and there. They have not fixed the spinning vortices of doom that are going on in the clouds. That has to be fixed very, very soon. It's an alright view. Very grey, very grey. I don't like the grey at all. There needs to be more colour. That is definitely a football stadium. Yes, that's definitely a football stadium. And look, there's more football pitches down here, which this one has a road going through. Wow. I'm sure that doesn't happen. And we've got the airport out. Is that the airport out that way? Yep, that's the airport. You know what we're going to do? We're going to land back at that airport. What was the runway heading? I don't even know. I really don't know what the runway heading was. I don't know what's going on here either. Looks like the autopilot just decided that we were going to go up higher, and now it's what is it doing? What is it doing? I have no idea. Let's turn to a heading of 160. We'll start getting ourselves we'll start getting ourselves sort of lined up for that runway if we can. But yes, if you didn't see my last video, do check that out. It's all about flight sim tutorials and all that kind of stuff. I think the runway heading is actually a 35 or something. Oh no, it could be runway 36 actually, looking at this. So we're going to actually do a proper downwind leg at a heading of 180 now. We'll stick it at 2,000 feet, and we'll definitely work on this. It's all about doing flight sim tutorials and all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't viewed that, do look at that video and give me some feedback and support on it. Those videos are coming. Flight sim tutorials are coming, and I've picked the perfect aircraft for it, because the aircraft that I am going to be using for my flight sim tutorials, at least at the start, for all the VORs, for all the basics, the circuits, the initial training, learning VORs, ADF, ILS, instrument flying, you know, visual flight rules, instrument flight rules, all the bits and bobs, learning about stalls and all of that kind of stuff, is going to be the Piper PA-28 or Arrow 3 from Just Flight. And you know what? I'm also going to be doing a review on that, or first impressions, very, very soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I am going to be doing a lot of flying in that aircraft. It's a very, very detailed aircraft. I'm going to tell you that now. It's very detailed, and it's going to make very, very great tutorials. And I'll also be showing a little bit more about that particular aircraft, so you can actually learn to fly that specific aircraft going through my tutorials, at least at the start, as well as everything about normal flying. Right, how are we looking on this? I have a feeling we're going to be too high at this height. That's just my personal feeling. I'm trying to look out for some lights out there, but I'll end this episode when I land this aircraft. I can't see any lights. Not all too sure. I'm really not entirely sure. We'll find out. We'll find out when we turn on the glide, and then we'll have to decide from there what happens. But yes, I hope you guys are looking forward to those tutorials, because I certainly am looking forward to them. I have got, is that red, 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 red? No, that's something else. It looks like it, but it's not. It's just the roof of a house. I think I'm a little bit too close, to be completely honest. Let's go for short final. So yeah, we're going to go short final. Let's go for it. So we'll turn on to short final very, very shortly. Yeah, we're too high. We're definitely too high. There we go. Now we're seeing what we've got to do here. Right. Back to the heading hold. Where's the heading one? Heading. There we go. Let's see what this brings us. We should be able to land this aircraft anyway. In fact, at this point, I would like to take control myself. Gear out. And we'll go for stage 1 of flaps very, very shortly. And now. Very nice, very, very smooth. If this is a second smooth landing, I'm going to be impressed. That's 2 smooth landings in 2 videos. So far, this one's going very well. But yeah, do look forward. The next videos are going to be tutorials and a first look at that Just Flight Arrow 3, Piper Arrow 3. Next stage of flaps. This little window gets in the way. The frame for this window does get in the way. But we're coming in very nicely here, actually. It's a little bit bouncy, but we're lining up on the runway, a little bit low. Actually, we're doing quite well here. And I'm just going to let the plane now just float down. Here it comes. Ease it to straight. And idle the power. Just let it float down very gently. And we are down. Very nice slow landing. And yeah, there we go. That's the video for Community Update 12 complete. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Flight Sim World. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think of Community Update 12 and where you think Flight Sim World needs to go to improve what they do, because obviously that's always a hot topic of discussion. So we're going to, we'll be able to discuss that. Like I said, next up you're looking at Flight Sim tutorials from me, and you're looking at a look at the Piper PA-28 or Arrow 3 from Just Flight, which actually is a wonderful, wonderful add-on. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Actually, one more thing. Do support my Patreon scheme. Link to that is in the description box below. Right, I'm done now. I'll see you guys next time.